60 Day Startup Launch Blueprint Show, episode 83. Alright, as always, this is Sumran, the digital entrepreneur, and I want to welcome you to yet another episode of the 60 Day Startup Launch Blueprint Show. You want to call it show, you want to call it the club, whatever you want to call it, alright? So, you are very welcome, and this is season 2 actually, and we are on our way to that coveted 100th episode mark. I heard Russell Brunson say that Seth Godin, he is very generous when it comes to his time. However, he has that one simple criteria, and that criteria is that you need to have at least 100 episodes or 100 videos or whatever it is. You need to come out in front of the people, and you need to have that kind of leverage or that kind of ethic. So 100 of whatever it is, 100 Instagram posts, I don't think that will count, but yeah, you need to show yourself a minimum of 100 times. And what we're going to do is, when we hit that 100th episode, we are going to drop an outreach email, you want to call it, an outreach tweet, an outreach post, whatever it is, and we are going to invite Seth Godin to see if he is interested to have me interview him. Let's see. I'm not at all sure whether or not he will take that offer or whatever it is. So it is a long shot. It is worth trying though. So let's see. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to start with Seth Godin, and then I'm going to have these outreach requests sent across to Russell Brunson, Tony Robbins, and all of those. Let's see what happens. I'm very excited about that, and probably I might even record that journey and see what happens. So I'm pretty excited for that, and I'm excited to reach the 100 episode milestones. So that is still, this is 83rd, so if my math is correct, we've got 17 episodes to go. So that is pretty exciting. Looking forward to get that accomplished as fast as possible. However, for now, we are going to talk about how to have an unlimited marketing budget. Alright, no discussion about marketing or spending or media spend or whatever you want to call it is complete without the budget. Alright, so money is sweeter than honey. That is what matters. Alright, you make money or not, whether your marketing campaign is successful, in the simplest of terms, is, did you make money on your campaign? Did you make more than what you spent? Well, then it's a success. Then you also have to understand the other expenses. When it comes to marketing, people only tend to look at the traffic cost associated with it. However, that is not entirely true, alright? Traffic is just one aspect of all the other costs that you will have to incur when it comes to that sale. So let's say you're selling a beauty product, alright? You're selling a skincare cream, and you put an ad on Facebook or Instagram or Google, and you order some traffic. So you've spent 1,000 rupees, and in exchange of that, you got 3 sales. So it cost you 1,000 rupees to actually get 3 sales through your website or through whatever it is, wherever it is that you're selling your product on. So you had to spend 1,000 rupees, and let's say each product is 799 into 3, so you made 2,397 rupees while spending 1,000 rupees on media. So you made more money than you put in. Alright, so the excess amount that you made is 1,397. Then what happens is, so this can be considered a successful campaign. It basically passes the initial test, the first test that you want to call it. Now let's deduct the additional expenses. So you have to take into account the manufacturing cost for that product, and we are going to consider the entire packaging of individual product and all of that considered. So it costs you, let's say, 125 rupees, 120 rupees each. So 125 minus 125, and you deduct 125 again, so you are left with 1022. Then you have to deduct the shipping, so I'm going to keep it 99 rupees flat, so that is 297 rupees. So you've got 725 rupees still. So considering, then you have the taxes and all of that, so let's take another 20% off, so that's 72 times 2, so that's another 150. Alright, and some amount of miscellaneous or whatever. So then what you've left with is your actual profit. So what you've made is 525 rupees. Alright, and 799 into 3, so your profit is 525 out of 2397. 525 divided by 2397, so you are looking at a profit margin of 21.9%. Not too shabby, alright, not bad. So let's look at the possible scenarios of what could happen when it comes to your marketing. Alright, so when you spend money of marketing, one of the following 3 instances will occur. Whatever occurs, it can be classified into these 3 instances. So let's go. Number 1, your marketing fails. In other words, you make less in profit than you spent on your marketing expenses. So considering scenario number 1, wherein we considered 3 sales and each sale was worth 799. Similar example, you spend 1000 rupees and you only get 1 sale for 799. You've lost money, my friend. Now that's a good thing. I'll tell you why. Because scenario number 2 is you have no idea if your marketing was successful or a failure, because you don't measure the results. Alright? Now that is a very stupid thing to do. I'll highlight why. I mean, you already know why. But keeping in mind today the scenario and the circumstances that we're in, every little thing can be measured more on that. However, scenario number 3, your marketing succeeds. In other words, you make more in profit than you spent on your marketing. That was the first scenario that we discussed, of spending 1000 rupees to get 3 sales of 799 each. You make a profit, deducting everything else. You made around 21.9%, not too shabby. Now for each one of these scenarios, I'm going to highlight a course of action that you guys can follow. Alright, so if your marketing consistently fails and loses you money, then you must stop and change what you're doing. Alright, just stop. Don't go with it anymore. Don't continue with the same thing. Einstein says the definition of stupidity is doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. So stop with the madness. Alright, scenario number 2, if you don't measure your marketing results, well, that's just plain stupid. Alright, because the technology that we have, which is readily and cheaply available, cheaply, I mean to say free, Google Analytics, anyone, alright, Google Analytics, Facebook Pixel, alright, it's easier than ever to track your marketing results and your ROI. Point number 3, if your marketing is working and consistently giving you a positive ROI, well, then you should crank it up. and throw as much money as you can, because now, my friend, you've discovered the holy grail of making money for free. In the sense, you've discovered a system wherein you pump in money and you make some more. All right. So one of the craziest things that a small or medium-sized business owner or a startup owner can do is setting up a marketing budget. All right. If you're a startup founder, if you're looking to be a startup founder, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are someone at a desk job looking to start a business or something, which is my demographic of an audience, so I know who you are, all right? And if you are talking about a marketing budget, what that means is you don't understand what marketing truly is. Because by setting a budget, you are implying that your marketing isn't working. And because of that, it is a pure expense. In other words, for you, marketing is a waste of money. Or you have no idea if it's working or not, because you are not measuring, or you are not able to measure your results. And you are throwing money at it in the hope that it will give you some sort of positive ROI. Well, hope is not a very good strategy, to say the least. Alright, I was going to use some other words, but I'm looking to keep this civil. So let's see. So now, if it's the former, then of course you need to set a budget, because you can't have expenses running wild in your business. But a good question might be, why are you wasting money on marketing if it's not working? Alright, if it's scenario number 2, then you need to change things. Alright, you wouldn't hire an employee, not measure their productivity. So why on earth would you consider paying for marketing and not try to understand the results that it's generating? Alright, scenario number 3, you heard the gong, pay attention. Alright, so if your marketing is working, giving you a positive ROI, why on earth would you want to limit it with a budget? Alright, effective marketing is like having a legal system. It's a legal money printing press. And this scenario is what I would like to call money at a discount. Alright? Listen closely here, because it's going to get very interesting, right? So if I were to sell 2,000 rupee note for, let's say, 1,500, what would you do? What would you do possibly in that case? You would buy as much as you could possibly get your hands on. Alright? You would not tell me, sorry, my budget for buying 2,000 rupee notes as 1,500 rupees is limited. No, my friend, you would not do that. Alright? And you wouldn't tell me, just give me 10 because my budget is limited. Alright? Similarly, when you have a marketing campaign that's working, that's giving you a positive ROI consistently, only thing that is expected out of you is to crank that bitch up, right? So that is why you have to understand, you need to have an unlimited budget for marketing that works. Alright? So an argument that I normally encounter when we talk about this and when we talk like this is being able to handle the demand. Itna sara demand handle kaise hoga? How will we be able to fulfill that particular demand? So first and foremost, that is a very great problem to have, right? If you have more then you can chew. If you have more demand than you can possibly take care of, that is a great scenario, a great situation to be in. And secondly, if you're truly receiving more than you can fill, this is the perfect opportunity to raise your prices. Alright, think about it. You're getting more than you can cater to. What is the market telling you? It is telling you that what you are doing is valuable and you are not valuing it enough. Alright, so this will instantly boost your margins and bring you a better quality of client. Alright, the only time you have to set a marketing budget is when you are in the testing phase. Alright, in the testing phase, I will advise you that you fail as often as possible and you fail cheap unless we have a winner. Alright, so if you're looking to set up your Google ads, if you're looking to set up your Facebook ads or any other kind of advertising that you want, you test it on a daily budget which is good enough to test and prove, and then you optimize it. So this is not specifically talking about, we are not talking about CBO or campaign budget optimization for your online Facebook or Google ads. We're not talking about those technical terms per se, because this episode would not be enough to cater that particular thing. I mean, I need to have a separate set of mini series talking specifically about Facebook ads and talking separately about Google ads. That is not what we are doing. We are talking about the 60 feet view or 60,000 feet views for that matter. What we are talking about is, unless and until you figure out a system, a campaign, a structure, whatever it is that gives you a positive ROI, you are going to have a couple of failures before you land on that winning campaign or ad set or whatever it is. Until that happens, you have to understand that failing is part of the process. It is part of the game. So you want to fail, and you want to fail cheap. Alright? And when we talk about campaigns that have failed, you have to understand that when you use any kind of paid advertising, alright, Google, Facebook, whatever, they bless you with so much data that if you're able to decipher what that data is saying to you, you will have a better handle on your future campaigns. So key things that you can test, alright? Test your headline, test your offer, your positioning and every other variable, alright? You can test your colors, you can test your call to action button, every moving part of your campaign can and should be tested. Alright, and then what you do is you cut the losers and then you optimize the winners until you finally have a combination that gives you the best of both of them and you have a positive ROI. Alright, so you have to understand, remember, the post office charges you the same amount to mail a crappy direct mail piece that bombs as they do a high converting direct mail piece that pulls in the millions. So once you have a winner that pulls in more than it costs you, crank up. Alright, crank up the marketing spend and the speed of your legal printing press. Alright, with that being said, I want to thank you for tuning in, and as always, I love to hear your feedback. Alright, so you can DM me, write to me, DM me on Instagram, Digital Entrepreneur 24/7. You can write to me, Umran at Digital Entrepreneur 24/7. Alright, and you can check out my new app, Quick Meet. It's on Play Store. It's for free. Unlimited video calling, video meetings, video conferences, video chats, whatever you want to do. It's unlimited. You can handle 70 participants in a single meeting. It won't cost you a penny. Share that app if you like it. Leave a review. I would appreciate it. And do check out onecallapplications.com. As always, I'll see you tomorrow, and thank you very much. God bless. Stay safe. Cheers. Bye.